Now, as we continue to open our hearts and prepare to listen to the message for today, I'm going to share a bit about our guest speaker. Brother Luchan Baker III, fondly known as Brother Luchan, is a proud Oakland, California native, West Coast. In 2004, at 23 years old, Brother Luchan became the youngest practitioner to obtain their license, which was such an honor. Currently, he serves as the Director of Youth and Family at Oakland's Center for Spiritual Living. Brother Luchan has grown up in the science of mind philosophy, hailing from a line of science of mind and spirit ministers and practitioners. His grandmother is the Honorable Reverend Eloise Oliver, and he learned at a young age that God is all there is. It's a philosophy that served him well during his life. Brother Luchan has taught classes, volunteered for various duties, and has consistently given sermons at all churches all over California. He speaks the message of real life in a language the youth of today can relate to, and that's amazing. He's a former rap battle MC, what? And now proud to be making waves as a motivational speaker. Brother Luchan, his wife, and their 3 children spend a lot of time volunteering and working to make Oakland a great place to live. And that is a beautiful city. I've been there. He is proud to serve in the city of San Francisco as a case manager, working to remedy homelessness. He's inspired to continue to make the science of mind and spirit philosophy accessible to youth and people who need it most, bridging the gap between our elders and our youth. And here he is.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that intro. That was great. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Greater Baltimore, for inviting me. Shout out to Tracy. Shout out to Reverend Dr. Raymond. Yes, Reverend Monique as well. I am honored to be here. Thank you so much. Please excuse the do-rag lines on my forehead. I was trying to look fly for y'all, but I tied it a little too tight. My wife was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, you know, it's Baltimore. I gotta look fly." All that matters in life can only exist in the now. The past is gone forever, and the future never comes anyway. Keep telling yourself one day about that dream of yours, and you'll understand what I mean. Before I continue, Greater Be More, I have to be honest with you. I'm not as real as I aim to be. I've realized that recently. Here I am, a 39-year-old Black man who's literally grown up in this philosophy, grown up with reverends and practitioners of science of mind, literally in my family and household. Yet when it comes to my life, my dreams, my desires, I still go at them in the way that society feels I should. I still try to be, what should I say, normal in a sort of sense. I still yearn for that. So I must admit right now that when it comes to that, I still try to do it the hard way. The beautiful thing about today is today I am deciding I'm no longer behaving that way. Today I am deciding that I am ready to live intentionally. If you can see it, it is part of you. Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith says that. If you can see it, it is part of you. The universe is wide open, forever and ever expanding. No matter which way you look, there is no end, there is no beginning. The universe is constantly manifesting from itself over and over again. Why am I saying this? That means that literally right now where you sit, right now where you are in life, right now in this very moment, you are the center of the universe, and all in it revolves around you. This thing called the universe is pure love, unadulterated, uncut love, which is why the universe only knows one word, and that word is yes. Now, for those of us who grew up in this philosophy, we have an understanding of what that means. And it's a great feeling to know that whatever you say to the universe, the answer is yes. However, for those who are brand new to this philosophy, understanding what that also means is that the same time where you're saying, I want this and I know I can have it, and the universe says yes, when you start having those other types of thoughts, that I don't know if I can, that I don't know if I'm worthy, that I don't know if I'm good enough, the universe will tell you yes. And you will see more of what you've been believing. Everything is an affirmation. Every thought, every emotion, every action, everything is an affirmation to the universe, and the universe hears and answers everything because the universe loves us. Now, some may ask, okay, well, if the universe loves us and the universe always says yes, then how come there's so much racism? How come there's still hate in the world? How come Tom Brady still has all those rings? Well, it's simple. Like I said, everything is an affirmation. This can work out in our favor when we are living intentionally. This is why we meditate. This is why we treat. This is why we affirm what we want to have happen in life, because the universe is always listening. You are the God of your life. You are. Now, true. Sometimes karma has nothing to do with it. Sometimes it's really just your fault to grow and expand into somebody else. Sometimes that's really what it is. Sometimes karma has nothing to do with it. It's just your turn. Truthfully, I'll be honest, we don't control anything but our consciousness anyway. We don't control anything. All we control is our reaction to it. This is how we live intentionally. This is how we can have some friends. At least I have some friends who are serving time right now. Yet every picture they send back home is of them smiling and laughing and enjoying their time on earth. I have friends who are free and successful, yet seem to be miserable in all aspects of their lives also. See, this is a choice. This thing called happiness is literally a choice. I'll break down what I mean for the millennials. Happiness is an app in the mind. And when we live from that app, we literally get to experience this thing called happiness when we allow that to be our default mode in our consciousness. Happiness is literally a decision. We can navigate through life with this concept called happiness and joy and love. We can also decide to do the complete opposite. Wish is literally our command. This is why we consciously affirm. This is why we treat. This is why we do these things. What we're doing in this moment is building this muscle called faith. Faith is a muscle. And like all muscles, we have to work it in order to strengthen it. We can't control the distractions around us. We can only control our reaction to them. These distractions in our lives is what our faith muscle calls heavy lifting. Those distractions are a blessing. How else are we going to build this muscle called faith? A while ago, my son was invited to a birthday party. And we're in Target looking at different cards, and none of them was really capturing what we wanted for this boy's birthday party. And then I found a card that was Where's Waldo themed. And, I'm sure many of us remember Where's Waldo. For those who don't, Where's Waldo was a book, and every page you're looking for this character named Waldo. And on this page, there were so many distractions. There was funny stuff. There was scary stuff. There were other things that looked like Waldo. And before you know it, you might forget that you turned this page with a mission, and that was to find Waldo. And so I'm explaining this to my son because he didn't know what Where's Waldo was, which let me know, okay, I need to do a lot better with my parenting. My son needs to know who Waldo is. So I got him the card. And as I was thinking of that, I was like, wow, Where's Waldo is literally the game we've been playing with God since we have manifested physically. Every single page of our life is a new opportunity to say, there you are, God. I see you right there. One page may look like a physical challenge in your health. One page may look like financial challenges. One may look like a relationship challenge, but all of it is just a new opportunity to see God. Treat your desires as if you already have them. If thinking about it gives you anxiety and a feeling of uncertainty, then we have work to do. It's an inside job. You want it because you deserve it. You deserve it. That's why you want it. That's why you desire it. If you can see it, it is part of you. Stay in your lane. Don't be distracted by the orbit of others. All my life, it's been a personal goal of mine to not just get waves on the top of my head. I wanted 360 waves all around my head. For those for people from the hood like me, you know what 360s are around your head. Exactly. There is nobody on the planet cooler than the brother with the 360 waves. I'm sorry, there is not anybody on the planet cooler than that person. I've always wanted that. I've asked 1 million waivers on the planet, what is your secret? And they all have a different answer. What I've realized is that everybody's hair texture is different. Heck, everybody's hair pattern is different. So when I look on the top and my waves are banging, when I look on this side, they're doing okay. The back is okay, but this side will never act right. I realize that I have to follow my own hair pattern and stop trying to follow everyone else's. Me looking at the next man's waves and being like, oh, well, I work harder than him. How come he has them and I don't? Because he knows his pattern. Because he stays in his lane. Stop watching others' orbits and feeling a feeling of resentment. Yours is coming. Follow your orbit. Find your pattern. The difference between the hustle of those who are making it happen and those who aren't is love and persistence and joy. If we put these things in our work, we will see a different type of results. What you want is already in existence and awaiting you to find it. It is waiting on you right now. It is already there. That house you want, that car you want, that beautiful relationship you want, it is already there screaming at you, hey, come get me, I'm here. This is what we get when we live intentionally. Nothing can be achieved without love. Nothing. Without passion, without persistence, without faith. Even that stuff we don't like happened from persistence and passion and faith. Now you may say, okay, well, if I need those things, then how come I have this in my life? And the simple answer is because a lot of times we believe in the things we don't want more than we believe in the things we do. We may believe we're not going to get it, and that's all we think about. Well, if the universe only says yes, then what can we expect? The moment we think differently, we see differently. Change your thinking, change your life. That's something my grandmother used to always say when I was whining at her about how things were going. She would always say, it really annoyed me. Change your thinking, change your life, boy. Come on now, Grandma, I don't want to hear that. I want to sit here and complain. And she'd be like, and you get to do that. And more of what you're complaining about is more of what you're going to see. It's fun saying in Science of Mind, I am God. I am the God of my life. I take the. It's fun until we realize that that also leaves us responsible for the things we see and do not like. That's the not so fun part. Matthew 6:33. I grew up in Science of Mind, so I'm still learning the Bible. I had to write this one down. Excuse me for a second. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. What we're talking about here is living intentionally. What we're talking about is going toward God, going toward what makes our soul sing, and all that other stuff we want will be added to it. You are God. You are. If you really want to be happy, what are you waiting for? The concept of the golden cow is really the idea of worshiping anything outside ourselves. As soon as you hear someone say God, your face should be the image that pops in your mind, because that's how amazing you are. To truly love anything means that we must truly love everything that comes with it. By the way, I apologize if you hear a 2-year-old screaming in the background. He's up, so that's just what it is right now. Matter of fact, as I'm saying that, as parents, we like to pretend like changing diapers and waking up all hours of the night is something we dread. We like to really say that, but then the kid grows up and we're not doing that anymore. And then we wish we were still doing all those things. We would give just for one more time to change diapers all hours of the night. We would love to do that again once the kid grows up. But in that moment, we can't stand it. When we love something, we love everything that comes with it. I grew up playing a lot of youth football. Football was my first love when it comes to sports. Just putting on that helmet and those pads, and there's no feeling like it. I loved everything about football except hitting. Right? Isn't that crazy? Like, how you love football, but you don't like getting hit? I couldn't stand that. We used to have hitting drills where you would lay on your back, and as soon as the ref would blow the whistle, you hop to your feet and you run into each other full speed. I used to hate hitting drills. It was so bad to the point that the coach put me at wide receiver. And I would catch the ball only if I knew I wasn't getting hit right afterward. But there was really a point where I was so afraid of getting hit, I wouldn't even catch the ball. And my coach came up with a remedy to this. He told the defense, if he catches the ball, I want you to hit him. If he doesn't catch the ball, hit him anyway. See, we're getting hit anyway. We're getting hit when we wake up and go to that job we can't stand. We're getting hit when we stay in that relationship that we know no longer serves us, but we're too afraid of being by ourselves. We're getting hit when we do anything that is not making our soul sing and serving our purpose. We're getting hit. We might as well go after what we want because we're going to get hit anyway. You might as well catch the ball and make a touchdown. Why are we playing this game? To worry is to doubt God, period. To worry is to doubt God. My last year of playing football, there was a guy on another team called Marcus Westbrook. We would see Marcus's team twice a season. Marcus was probably the shortest guy in our entire league. Very muscular, but he was a short dude. We used to hit Marcus like we were trying to kill him. We would try to bury Marcus every play he got the ball. But let me tell you something about Marcus. The harder we hit him, the harder he would get up laughing after the play was over. We would hit Marcus illegally, and he would still get up laughing. Wouldn't complain, wouldn't say, y'all are cheating. Why are y'all hitting me like that? He was in heaven. If we didn't hit him, he wasn't having fun. You can't break somebody like that. There's nothing you can do to somebody who loves all aspects of the game. There's nothing you can do. He loves all of it. Even when he'd lose, he'd be smiling and hug everybody. He just loved football. You are going to get hit. You are going to feel it. Might as well love all parts of it. What's your calling? What makes your soul sing? What is it? Only you know the answer to that. But know that the moment you decide to live intentionally, the hits will come. There'll be obstacles. There'll be parts of it you didn't expect. There'll be money you got to spend that you didn't think you were supposed to have to spend. There will be so many haters trying to hold you back and distract you. But remember that you're going to get hit anyway. You're going to get hit if you do the things you don't want to do. We might as well catch the ball. We might as well decide in this moment to live intentionally. Yes, dreams are expensive, but they are always affordable. Feelings of worry are pointless because to worry is to doubt God. Oftentimes when we play this game of I'm afraid and let me just sit on the sideline and watch, we can easily become haters. See, it's two things in the hood you can't come back from: being a hater and being a snitch. Those are the two things you can't come back from. Saying you call somebody a hater, they are not going to like it. It may even be true. See, when you a snitch, you know you a snitch. You just disappear. But when someone calls you a hater, it's like, whoa, me? We've all been a hater before. Let's just admit that. We all have, especially if you have a sibling. Stop playing. I remember in college, I was very arrogant. And I went to a small black college in Tennessee. And I'll never forget this brother, my homeboy Trey from Decatur. It was just me and him outside on the porch of our dorm. And he told me, he said, you a hater. And there's nobody around. So what do you mean I'm a hater? How am I a hater? And he just smiled at me and said, well, everything that comes out your mouth is usually you trying to outdo somebody. You're never okay with just being like the rest of us. You always have to be the one who's better. That's hater stuff, bro. He did this so perfectly that I couldn't even be mad at him. He made sure nobody was around. He didn't swear at me. He didn't try to belittle me. He actually came at me with love. But of course, nobody likes being called a hater. So I denied everything he was saying. I don't know what you're talking about, partner. And all he did was smile at me and say, I understand. And he left it alone. So not only did you just tell me about myself, but you're not even going to argue with me about it. I was so angry at him for that. I got no sleep that night. I tossed and turned the whole night because I knew he was telling the truth. I was a hater. I was. Absolutely. I thank him for changing my life that night because I woke up a new person. It's amazing how different life is when you allow love to be your compass. It's amazing how the universe drops things in your lap you weren't even expecting, because love is the way you live your life. You have no idea what freedom you have when love is in your heart. It doesn't matter if the cops pick you up and lock you up for no reason. It does not matter. You are free in your mind because love is the way you are living. You have no idea. I know you do. By the way, anything I say is really me talking to myself. I just need y'all here so I don't feel crazy about doing it. You know, I don't feel comfortable enough to just talk to myself yet. So y'all are just here so I can be like, I'm not talking to myself. I got Greater Baltimore with me. So when I say you, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to me. Love is the ultimate freedom. Love is undefeated. You cannot beat love. We came here via love. Hate is the belief in two opposing forces. Hate is nothing but fear. Hate is an easy way out. It's a coward's game. It takes courage to love. Another thing I'm realizing is that I keep trying to do this thing called happiness, but look cool at the same time. I keep trying to look cool while I'm going after these things that make me happy. And I just got to be honest, real happiness does not look cool. It doesn't look cool. It does not. Now, who've been a Proud Warrior fan my whole life, a lot of people from the Bay will try to lie to you and say they've been their whole life too. They are lying. Most people from here were Laker fans. Let's just be honest. And we're Bulls fans before that. But me, I got laughed at my whole life. I paid my dues. I can wear my Curry jersey. Anyway, I remember that first championship that Kobe and Shaq won together. I remember how hard these brothers worked, how much they practiced, how much hate people had that Shaq left Penny and joined the team with Kobe. People were so mad about it. I remember how many stones were thrown in these people's area. And I remember the way Shaq broke down crying right there on the court after they got their rings. I remember seeing that. The meanest, scariest dude on the team broke down, boo-hoo, cry. Yes, that's what I want to see right there. He didn't try to be cool. He didn't try to keep his face dry like, oh, yeah, championship. Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Okay, homie, yup, championship, right? No, he broke down crying. He didn't care who was watching. That is what happiness looks like. Why am I sitting here trying to look cool and be happy at the same time? There's no way around it. Real happiness does not look cool. We got to be willing to look funny. We got to be willing to have people laugh at us. We got to be willing to say, I don't care who's watching. I'm living intentionally. I know it's scary. I know it is frightening. Tell me about it. I was supposed to be doing this 25 years ago. I'd have been here a long time ago had I not been afraid of God's plan for me. I've been running that long. Your dream is supposed to frighten you. Reverend Derica says your dream is supposed to scare you. It's supposed to scare you because it came directly from God, and God knows just how capable you are. We will never know what we're capable of. We will never know just what we're capable of. The moment you unlock that wall, another wall, there's a whole nother rung we can get to. We'll never know our capacity. People were saying that it was impossible to dunk from the free throw line for the longest. Soon as somebody did it, now it's the standard. Now nobody even respects you as a dunker unless you can dunk from the free throw line. What was impossible yesterday always ends up being the standard the next day. Let's live intentionally. You have the capacity to dream it because you have the ability to manifest it. That's how awesome you are. Knowing and accepting that there's no separation between you and God is the shift in consciousness we need. There is no you and God. There is only God. Period. There is no you and God. Now, for those who are sports fans who like to play sports, we know that when you go to the playground, there were two different basketball courts. Now, there's that one court. You know, and by the way, both of these courts are very good ball courts. There's the friendly court, where we're having a friendly game of basketball, where there's mixed ages there, and you know, it's not really a whole lot of competition. We're really just trying to get out the house and have fun on this nice, bright, sunny day. There's old guys there, and you know, he doesn't look too cool with the attire he decided to pick to play hoop that day. Maybe his shorts go all the way up to his nips right there, and he's yelling the names of players you never heard before. He's not saying Jordan. He's like Barry, you know, a little underhand shy. Yeah, that guy, right? There's that court. But then there's that other court. There's that court where dudes will cross you over so hard you might break both your ankles. There's dudes doing 360-degree dunks and slamming it while they're in Timberlands. There are dudes who are blocking your shot so hard, air escapes out of the ball when they make the impact. And I promise you, playing on that court is intimidating. And there will be times, if it's your first time, where you will look completely stupid. Are we here just to entertain ourselves? Or are we trying to elevate our game because we have something to show the world? That's for you to decide. Both courts are awesome. Both courts are great. But if you're intending to expand as a player in the game, whatever game you are deciding to play, please know that the court with the most competition is the court you want to be on. Forgiveness. Please excuse me. That word is not one of my favorite words. I'll just be honest with you. You know, whenever I hear the word forgiveness, I'm like, oh, here we go. Only time I like forgiveness is when I'm asking for it. You know what I mean? Forgiveness. Though it may not be my favorite subject, I do know that it is essential in moving forward through this thing we call life. It is essential. Holding on to those things, holding on to its dead weight, and it will slow us down. It will stagnate our journey when we hold on to things and don't release them. This is Greater Baltimore, so I know it's some Erykah Badu fans here. There we go. You already know the Bag Lady song. You already know what she's talking about. You gonna hurt your back carrying all those bags like that. We have to learn how to forgive. Whenever my grandmother would talk about forgiveness, it would really get on my nerves because in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to let that person off the hook. You're not letting them off the hook. You're letting you off the hook. You're taking yourself out of the equation. What you're saying when you forgive is, I love myself enough to not participate in this drama. I got to get back to what God put me here for. You can have that. I'll let you have it. I remember when Dr. Dre left Death Row Records. That shocked all of us. And around this time, it was when, you know, Tupac was just dead, and it was just so many things going on. There's so much turmoil left in that label. And remember, Dre had just left NWA when he started Death Row. And he built this empire. So many stars have happened under Dr. Dre's belt. And so he makes this beautiful record label, Death Row Records, and he doesn't like what's going on to the point to where he actually leaves without taking anybody to court. There's so much music. He left because he was like, I don't want it. It has energy on it I don't want. We all thought he was crazy. You gonna leave all of it? Are you crazy? And he starts a whole nother label that's done so well. We sometimes forget that he also had Death Row too. See, Dr. Dre knows his abundance. He knows that you can never run out of things when you put God first. I'm taking from the overflow of God. I can never run out of hits. I can never run out of creative ideas. You can have this. I'll let you have it. He didn't stay there and fight. He forgave the situation ahead of time. Y'all can have it. I love you. There you go. You're welcome. That's forgiveness. That's knowing the power of God in you. That's living intentionally. We must forgive our haters. We have to. Plus, haters aren't real anyway. We know that. Anything we see in life, we manifested it anyway. I'm going to tell you what a hater really is. One of my favorite rappers of all time is Nas. And Nas said, sometimes hating is confused admiration. That's exactly what a hater is. To hate something, you have to be thinking about it all the time. You have to lose sleep over something to hate it. You got to toss and turn. You chilling with your partner and you thinking about what you hate. That's how much you have to dedicate yourself to hating something. It is tiring to hate something. So if somebody is literally hating on you, you got to realize that what they really want, they love you. A hater knows what you had for breakfast this morning. A hater knows which route you took to work. A hater knows your kids' names before you even know your kids' name. A hater is your biggest fan. Forgive your haters. They see your light. They wouldn't be hating on you if they didn't see your light. What they're really saying is, I am afraid of living intentionally. I see your light. I see that you are not afraid to live intentionally. That makes me feel uncomfortable, so I'd rather distract you from your light than for you to continue on it because it makes me feel weird. And because I don't feel you'll allow me to participate in your light, I'm going to throw rocks at you. But here's a deeper thing. The hater is secretly rooting for you. They want you to prove them wrong. That's why they keep on coming with these unrealistic goals. And when you pass them, guess what? At the end of the day, you just made yourself a better person. Forgive your haters, especially since you put them there anyway. We're talking about stages here. And the first stage is loving those who try to stand in your way. But I'm realizing when you get deep into it, like Reverend Raymond, like my grandmother, when you get deep into it, you don't even see your haters anymore. You forget there's people in the world who don't like you. Wait, what? I have haters? For real? Stop playing. Nobody hates me. When you're full of love, all you see is love. I remember going to church camp. And as a teen, I was not the nicest kid. I'll be honest. I used to love making fun of people. And there was this man who was a part of our choir, and I used to love laughing at him because, in my opinion, his voice was kind of funny. This is back in the day when I was a very mean child. So me and my friends are laughing at him, laughing at the band, just snickering with each other, and he's not paying us no attention, which is making me angry because I'm trying to see him get mad. So finally he says, I'm going to stop for a while and allow my band to play. And I yell out sarcastically, oh, great. Now, I'm hoping this is what I need to do in order to get him off his center. This man turned and looked at me and totally misconstrued my message and said, oh, you want me to keep singing, brother? I appreciate that. Thank you. That's not what I meant. But how did he do that? How did he do? He was so full of love. He couldn't even understand that it'd be somebody out there who didn't want him to keep singing, who didn't love him. Anything you say to him, he's going to hear love. That is living intentionally. Forgive your haters. You put them there anyway. You know your power. You know the power of God is literally radiating through your every being. You need those haters there. They are secretly rooting for you. If you can shut them up, you know you've made progress. Let's live intentionally. Let's stop acting like we are normal. Let's stop pretending like we're everyone else, because we know we're not. I want to ask right now, who's ready? Who's ready to live intentionally? Who's ready to manifest what they want with precision? Who's ready to play darts out here in life and hit the bullseye every time because we're taking God with us? Who is ready? Thank you, Frank. Let's get out here and stop playing. What's up, Donna? There we go. Let's stop playing like we're normal. Let's stop playing like we're afraid. This is the best part. The darkness is the best part of all of it. There you go. I see you. The darkness is the best part. Nobody cares about that scene of Rocky when Adrian. It's over by then. The movie's over. I want to see the part where the scary music is playing. where his corner's all in his face, like, it's over, Rock. Forget about it. You can't do it, kid. He's way too strong. I can do it. I can do it. Put me back in. No, Rock, you can't do it. It's way too hard. And that's the best part. You don't know what's going to happen. If you knew the story of how that movie was even made, you know even that is more of a testimony. The darkness is the best part. I'm watching a documentary about my favorite group ever, which is Wu-Tang Clan. I don't want to see all the parts where they're famous and in limo. I don't want to see that part. That part is over with. I want to see the struggle. Every frame where those dudes are broke and looking hard and eating top ramen. That's what I want to see. I want to see the struggle. It's the best part. We all know that all our favorite musicians' music change when their stomach isn't hurting anymore. The pain is what fuels you. I want to see that. That's the best part. Let's live intentionally. Let's stop playing like we're normal. Greater Baltimore, I thank you so much for having me here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You have no idea what a blessing it is to share this moment with you. I am so honored. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have one question before I go. Tracy couldn't answer it for me because she's from New York and she doesn't really eat at restaurants like that. But I just need to know, because I haven't been out there yet, but are the crab cakes really that good out in Baltimore? Because I'm trying to find out. I love you all. Thank you.